We commonly celebrate birthdays to remember the day that someone was born because that person is special. But there's something that we ought to celebrate even more special than a birthday. In Joshua chapter 3, God allows a miracle to happen. The River Jordan stops when the Ark of the Covenant comes to rest in the middle of it. And the people of Israel walk across the River Jordan. And this is done so that they can recognize that now Joshua is their leader, and Joshua also has the hand of God on his life and on the ministry that he's going to perform as leader of Israel. Moses is dead, Joshua is now the leader, and God's going to do great things. But in chapter 4, God tells Joshua to get one stone out of the middle of the River Jordan for each tribe, a large stone. And when they pile these large stones up, there became this memorial. And the reason for this memorial was to remember the work that God had done in stopping the River Jordan. This was so that their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren would remember this day. God wants you to remember the great days in your life. God wants you to memorialize the miracles he's done in your life and the times he's answered prayer. I can think in my family times of amazing miracles and amazing answers to prayer. And if we're not careful, we forget them. Now, sometimes we bring them up, but not on a regular enough basis. I think what God wants us to do is to have some kind of a calendar or a schedule with which we say, we are going to remember the great things that you have done. Why don't you take some time today and write down 4 or 5 things that God has done in your life or in your family that you need to memorialize, that you need to say, family, we are going to celebrate at this time what God did in our lives. And when you do that, you help them remember the great things God has done. God doesn't want us to forget. In fact, our forgetting is why we're so faithless sometimes. But the more we remember God's faithfulness, the more faithful we become.